Any comments or questions? Trustee Piniello?
Thank you, Chair. I did want to speak to this motion because I think it's important. Because important conversations are very uncomfortable, and all of the motions are important, but I'm choosing this one specifically because of the definition of white supremacy and comments that were made around it. Because decolonizing our institutions and our communities and minds is very intentional work, and it is very uncomfortable. But that's how it should be, because that's how growing pains work. I think here the inherent difference is that when those who are marginalized and intentionally oppressed by systems, and have been historically, are forced to debate their right to exist, there is an imbalance of power in these conversations and in these spaces. When we stop asking clarifying questions to understand, and we start asking questions and listening to reply instead of listening to learn, we force communities to defend their right to exist, or to be seen, or to be called out and specifically named. And that infringes on human rights and protected grounds, as we see. Sorry. We infringe on human rights and protected grounds that clearly state that these people exist, have a right to exist, and have a right to do so free from discrimination and oppression. And that includes having to defend our existence. It's not up for debate, and I think we clearly see it's a legislated fact, or else we wouldn't be voting on this potential breach today. I will say that any person's learning, bias, and the curiosity is theirs to take accountability for, to do the labor of learning and unlearning. It is not the job of oppressed groups to educate you while defending their right to simply exist and be afforded equity that allows for equal outcomes. This goes for everyone, but especially those of us here who are elected into positions of privilege, who have the increased ability and platform to cause real harm in their quest for a misconstrued, weaponized form of quote-unquote freedom. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression protects you from the government, not from the consequences of your expressions from the public and from the communities that we're meant to serve. So when communities and those impacted seek remedy through the judicial system, tribunals, or an investigative procedure like this one, it's warranted, it's crucial to accountability in a democracy, especially since these are the people who have entrusted us and granted us the access to these positions to even be here tonight. So tonight, we've determined already that there's been a number of breaches, and it's my hope that the communities watching at home and here this evening see and feel as though there has been due process, accountability, and the upholding of human rights by this Board of Trustees. So those are my comments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Piniello. Any other comments?